In this video, I'm doing a commentary on a match between John O'Hagan and Dana Nazarian at the 2023 Texas Championships, the UBC event, 4th round. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoy this video. Please like and subscribe, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Please let me know what you think in the comments below and what you'd like to see in future videos, and I'll work on that. Thank you to Bill Riles and Point Backgammon for allowing me to use this video in the commentary. They're playing on a beautiful Backgammon Galaxy Void board with a purple nebula surface. John and Dana are two world-class players. We're going to learn a lot in this match. John is playing the white marble checkers at the bottom and Dana the black marble checkers at the top. So now Dana has a 6-1 to play. This is interesting because he has options. He can play all the way to the midpoint, play to the 14 and safety the checker on the 9. But look, XG likes to keep that there, duplicate the 2s, and that's nice because both those points are stripped. John's 13 and 18 point are stripped, so if he leaves 2s on both, in front of both, he's going to have to break something to hit, and he can't use 2s on his side for like a 2-1, a 3-2, 4-2, double 2. Well, double 2 he could do. 6-5, John points on head. He's trying to get that goalkeeper out. All right, so Dana rolls a 3-1. John's looking to double. I'm trying to adjust that pip count so we could see it there. John is up by 25 pips. He has a nice attacking structure. Dana takes. John rolls a double 1, makes his 5 point. Now 4-1 for Dana. He slots 2 board points. 3-1 for John. He's not afraid, so he can make that prime, but look, better yet is to hit loose. Right, Dana with a 2-1 makes his board. There, I adjusted the pip counts. 5-1. He hits loose, and he can play 7-6 or 8-7. You may notice some new things in this video. 2-1, he comes in and hits. You see the board over, of course, in the center. The pip counts are in the upper right and lower right. Scoreboard on the right, clock on the left. Player cams to the left of that, and my cam, and I put the dice in there too, so now I don't have to read the dice every time. And you can see the XG feed on the left. So now Dana has a double 4. Yeah, his biggest liability is that back checker, so he just safeties it all the way. And now it's almost an even race. Now John rolls a double 4. That's great. He was down by 1 pip before the roll. He's going to count the race, and he's going to realize he's ahead by 15 pips after the roll. So he's just going to try to break contact. And that's a great roll to be able to do that. He just brings 3 across to 18-14 and 1 down, 14-11. If you're up in the race, then race. That's what they say. Dana rolls a good racing number, 6-4, brings 2 checkers down. (3-2) for John. He brings 2 checkers down himself. He'd like to have broken the 14, but he couldn't safely. Now 4-1 for Dana. Just something on his side of the board. It doesn't really matter. All the top plays are tied. So now it's a race. John's up by 5 pips before. He rolls a 3-2, so he'll be up by 10 pips. So now here there's minimal contact, and you're just looking at racing when you're looking to double. So in a money game, when you're in a medium to long race like this, if you're up by about 8 pips or 8%, you have a double. 9% is a redouble, and you can take up to 12%. But there are some adjustments that can be made. For example, John has 2 checkers on his ace point, which are not good, and he has gaps. That decreases the efficiency of the bear off. Now with the 6-3, he'll be ahead in the race, so he just wants to bring him down. When you want to bear in your checkers, during the bearing, the most efficient bearing structure was shown by Walter Trice in his book Backgammon Boot Camp. If you have 7 checkers on the 6 point, then 5 on the 5 point, and 3 on the 3 point, that's very efficient. If you can't do that, at least try to get a right triangle with the most checkers on the highest interboard point, the 6 point. 6-5. So he brings 2 checkers down. Having checkers on the 7 and 8 is actually rather inefficient when you're bearing in, because if you roll large numbers, you'll have to play them deep, and you don't want the checkers deep. Like this. He has a 6-5. He's going to have to play deep. He'd like to have brought his checkers into the 4, 5, and 6 points. That'll make a more efficient bear off. Now he has to place them deep. At least it is a good roll for the race. It's 11 pips. The average roll in terms of the pips is slightly more than 8. So that's a better than average roll when you're racing. John's on roll. He rolls a 5-3. He's going to bring that to the 6 point, and look at that. He makes the 6 point the heaviest, then the 5. That's the way to bear in. 2-1, not good, but at least he gets 2 crossovers and brings them to the 6 point. And he's ahead by 3 pips after the roll. So John is down by 3 pips. He rolls a 6-1, good roll. Look at that, that's a nice structure, except for those 2 checkers on his ace point, of course. 2-1. Okay, so he brings it into the 5 point. Now it's what we call a dice rolling contest. Looks like John has already doubled when I was doing the introduction earlier. 2-1 for Dana, not good. If you want to see more of these videos, I have some on my channel, but Bill Riles has many on his YouTube channel, Point Backgammon. I'll put a link in the description so you can see. Definitely recommend checking it out. They're also using the Point Backgammon scoreboard, which is available on the Point Backgammon shop. I have a video about that one too. This is one of my favorite scoreboards because it's compact, it's light, the cards are durable. Six-4 for John. That's a good roll. Bears off 2 checkers. Dana's going to need something big. Not big enough. John's a big favorite here. 6-5. That's a good roll for him. Another bad roll for Dana. So this is a 7-point match. John's going to go ahead 2-0 unless we have a miracle here. And that's Jin. So it is 5 away, 7 away in favor of John. It's always more important to understand the away score rather than the absolute score. The absolute score is 2-0, but since the match is to 7, John needs 5 points, so he's 5 away of his goal. Dana is 7 away. So we go to game 2. Dana wins the opening roll with a 5-3, makes the point. 6-4. So the correct reply with a 6-4, if you've made the 5-point or the 4-point or the 2-point for that matter, is to make the point. But after a 3-1 opening, a 6-4 is correctly played running all the way, for money at least. When you're playing a match and you're making the point wins more gammons. The DMP play with an opening 6-4 is to run all the way. So yeah, you see how John has 10 checkers in the zone, so Dana doesn't want to split his back checkers. These are kind of themes you see in the opening of the game. Alright, now each side has a 3-point board with 2 checkers back, relatively even game. 5-2 again for Dana. He doesn't want to split those back checkers, although it appears close. Alright, double 4. So he brings one down, makes his 5-point, and just brings one in to his 4-point. 5-4, that's a good roll. He makes his 4-point. Now each player has a 4-point board with 2 checkers back. 5-2. See, Dana is behind in the race, but in a prime versus prime battle, that person's usually a favorite. Great roll, 6-5. He's able to escape one checker all the way out. Looks like he missed a small double because of that prime versus prime battle. So 6-3, he's going to come out and hit loose. Now here, Dana has, let's see if he does that. That's what he's going to do. He's looking at running all the way, but that's a big blunder. Yeah, when you're behind like this, you really need to do the tempo play. So now Dana has a big double. So he's behind by 12 pips, but that's actually a good thing in a prime versus prime battle. He has only 1 checker back to 2 of John's checkers back. If Dana comes in with a 1 or a 6-3 or a 5-3, he can come in and hit. He dances. Now John's looking. John doesn't have a double quite yet. He has too much to do. He has to cover with a 5, come out with a 6. When you have to juggle so many things all at the same time, it's hard to double. I know you have a 4-point board, but both sides have a 4-point board. Dana's board is pure. He has the best 4-point board, the 3 through 6. John has a gap on his 3-point. So that's somewhat a liability relative to having a solid 4' like Dana has. So 2-1, he's just going to escape. Going to the 18-point duplicates the entering and hitting 3s for Dana. So that's the idea. That gives fewer hitting numbers. Now look, Dana still has a double from the bar. He doesn't double, but then he rolls a double 3. That's a great roll. And now he can shift. So shifting puts 2 checkers on the bar, and that's always important. The tempo play of hitting with 1 checker is a tempo because it gains you a tempo. It takes away half the roll. And putting 2 on the bar takes away the full roll except for doubles. So that's really good. And 4-1, he comes in with 1 checker. Now it's too good. Dana rolls a 5-3. Can't do much. Can't move his back checker. Just brings 2 down. John's looking to enter with a 4. He does enter, but it's with a 3-2. He's forced to come in with a 3, and that's a nice play, the tempo play. Now Dana has buttoned up. He has no other blots, so if he comes in with a 1 or a 3, that's 20 numbers to hit, send another checker back, and that'll make 3 checkers back for John to only 1 for Dana. That's a big improvement for him, but he dances with a 4-2. John rolls a 5-2. So cover with a 2. Now he has a 5-point board. That's going to make it harder for Dana to come in. And he can go out with either. It looks like XG prefers going out with the back checker. A little easier to escape the back checkers. Now Dana's against the 5-point board and he dances with a 6-4. So John is looking at possibly doubling. He only has 1 builder for his open 3-point, and at the end he needs a double 5 to make that. That would actually be good because he can make his 3-point and escape his back checker, close the board. This is one of those times you think of O'Hagan's Law, which is written by John O'Hagan, which means if you have 9 net market losers and the rest of the 27 numbers are about 50-50, then you have a double. But he doesn't quite have 9. I mean, what will lose his market? Maybe if he escapes the back checker with a 5, followed by a 5 with a 4, basically 5 with anything. That'll lose his market probably, as long as Dana dances. The other thing you have to take into consideration is the level of the cube and the score. So if John redoubles to 4, winning a single game will get him to 6, which will be the Crawford game. If he were to win a gammon, and he does have a decent percentage of gammons, a gammon would get him 10 points, but that's 3 points more than he needs, 3 points of overage. So that's not good. And Dana holding a 4 cube will have a lot of recube vig. So he rolls a 3-2. He's got to move that back checker. And I think just go all the way out. Yeah, that gives him only 3-1 and double 3 to hit. Dana needs to come in right now. No, he rolls a 5-4. Now he's lost his market. It's almost too good, actually. That's what I was saying. If he rolls a 5, which he essentially did with the 3-2, he's lost his market. So now if you think of O'Hagan's Law, John is up by 8 pips before. And he's going to be up by probably around 16 pips with an average roll. And that's going to be too much for Dana to take just based on a straight race. But this is not a straight race because Dana's on the bar. He knows it's a huge pass, so he gives it up. So John takes a 4-0 lead, 3 away, 7 away. That's a strong lead for John. All right, John opens with a 6-1, makes his bar point. 4-1, correctly splits. A2 makes his point on head. Look how close it is to just run with 24-14. It's actually slightly better on plus plus. So Dana comes in with a 6-4. John rolls a 5-1, covers that blot, splits his back checkers. Splitting the back checkers is important because that allows you to easier make an advanced anchor or escape. So with the 5-4, he runs all the way. 6-5, good roll. So John makes an advanced anchor. When you're ahead in the score, you want to avoid gammonish positions, and making an anchor like that really helps. Dana just plays behind. (6-3) just comes down and slots. I really like the look of those marbled checkers. They look even better in person than on the feed. Dana covers with the 2, and with the 5 he can cover or come down. Looks like they're close. (3-1), John makes his 5 point. John's waiting for a nice double to be able to clear his 18 points. But Dana rolls the double. So Dana is down by 13 pips before. And he just plays 2 down. 6-3 for John. Now 4-3 for Dana. All the plays at the top are pretty close. Filling in that 5 point is good. John has a little bit of time before he has to break that anchor. He has some mobility with all these spares. So with the 5 he goes in, and the 3 he makes his 6-3, making his 3 point. That saves a 6. 5-3, so he can just make his 5 point. That's nice. (4-1) for John. Looks like all the top plays are tied. I think I would have just brought one in, 10-6, but they're all about even. Right now 3-1 for Dana. Just wants to keep his board. Look, XG says 5-2 is better. Speaking of 5-2, he makes his board and slots the point. That's nice. He keeps two spare checkers outside so he can play 6s. Now 5-1. He has to break his board. 3-2 is better because that just takes care of the dilly builder. What are you going to do with that checker on the 3 point other than move it to the 2 or the 1 point? Nothing. So you might as well slot the 2 point. That's what Paul McGreal used to say when he said put your checkers where they belong. That's where it belongs. It doesn't belong on the 3 point. That's a dilly builder. You want to avoid having dilly builders. And you're losing a 5 that you could have had to play. Now double 4, he's blocked, So he's going to have to play inside. But it is good for the race at least. Both players are breaking their boards. Now 6-2 for Dana. I think he's just going to have to break a 6 point. Looks like this is close. It's important to always analyze these on XG++ and not just look at the 2-ply or the 4-ply settings, because sometimes those are not as accurate. And if you really want to know the result, do a rollout. You can do that by clicking the rollout button. It's the solid green icon at the bottom of the XG feed to the right, just above where it says final. That takes some time, but it'll roll out the game and give you the best answer. You can also change the settings of the rollouts to make it even stronger. For some types of positions you really need to do that, like in back games. You'll really need to do like a 4-ply rollout. He's thinking about it. A lot of times people will take much more time with these plays when they play in the UBC events or the BMAB because they're PR counts. So John's going to have to leave if he rolls a 6 except for 6-4. He rolls a 5-4. He just escapes. He can do that because Dana has 3 blots in his board. He's not that afraid of being hit. With the 4-2, so now Dana can hit, but he's going to have blots in his board. It's actually the best play by far. He's going to have to hit, and then after that, his best 2 is to play 3-1 to at least cover one of the blots. That does leave 20 numbers to hit, and also 4 numbers. Actually 6 numbers hit twice. 6-1, 6-5, and 5-2. They hit 2 blots. So this is a very volatile position. What else is he considering? Maybe playing inside. Then what happens is, like, if you don't hit, John is ahead by 23 pips. And then it's a big double because John's a huge favorite to get past Dana's midpoint. So now he's looking. It's a very small double. John wins a lot of gammons here, but it's only a 59-41 game. This is a small no double. It's borderline. What happens here is if John doubles and dances, Dana has a huge recube vig holding a 2 cube. If he redoubles it to 4, if Dana redoubles back to 4, John will have no value of cube ownership, so he won't be able to do anything. So he doubles, Dana takes, he rolls a double 6, great roll. That would have lost his market. So he comes in 2, and that's the 3rd one, and with the 4th one, he can play either 7-3 or 7-1 or 9-3. Looks like the plays are essentially tied. And now he has some gammons that would win him the match. So with a gammon, John would get to 8 points, and that would win the match with only a single point of overage. So he'll have 8 points when he only needed 7. So he'll have 3/4 of the value of the 4 points. Dana dances with a 6-1. 6-1 for John, comes in, bears off a checker. John's going to have some bad rolls like 6-1 and 5-1. Dana dances. Double two. So now he can bear off a checker or just play safe. So bearing off the checker wins a lot more gammons, but it does lose a little bit extra. These plays are pretty close. Dana dances. John's getting closer to a gammon win for the match. 6-4, bears off 2 checkers. Nice. Dana wants to save the gammon with big numbers. 6-5, so that's good. Comes in and comes in perfectly with the 5. Very good. Pay attention to the way he's trying to save the gammon. If he gets a 1, he's going to want to come in perfectly. Now 5-4, he just wants to spread things out. With the 4, it's better to come down with the 4 than with the 5. Now 5-1, he's going to come in perfectly with the ace and plays 13 into 8, so he spreads out his checkers. That's always better because you get different numbers to bear in and save the gammon. 6-4, good roll. So he comes in and brings 1 from the back. John's likely going to need a double to win a gammon here. He rolls a 6-1. Dana's hoping not to roll an ace. 4-2, so John needs double 2s or higher. That's 5 rolls to win the gammon. 3-1, no. So he wins 2 points. Now it's 6-0. It's the Crawford game. This is a rule named after John Crawford, which states that when one player is 1 point away from winning the match, the doubling cube may not be used for 1 game. That's the Crawford game, so Dana cannot double here. Of course, John would never double for the rest of the match because he just needs 1 point. 5-4, John splits. Double 1, good roll. He can point and attack. Looks like it's close with splitting the back checkers. John hits back with a 6-2. 5-4, good roll for Dana. Comes in and hits. John's looking to hit back. 4-3, that's a good roll. He's able to anchor. Again, anytime you have a lead in the match, you want to avoid gammons, and having anchors will really help with that. Double 3. So 2 down. There's the 3rd one. And I think just safety that checker on the 8 point. Alright, 4-1. John just has to play safe. Double 5. They are playing dice on checkers, which is a rule I like. So 2 out. And 2 down. 4-3 for John. He's looking to hit, but he doesn't want that stack of 7 checkers on the 6 point, but turned out to be better. 6-2. Dana leaves a blot, but he's not that afraid. With the 5-2, John has to cover and just play safe. 5-2. So he can come out all the way. He's looking to just prime John's back checkers. See, he can use that checker on his 16 to go to his 11 to serve as a builder for his 9 point to fill in and make a full prime. And he can keep his back checker back as a goalkeeper to cause John trouble. I call it a troublemaker. When you keep one checker back, just makes it hard. So he does go all the way. John's looking to escape. 5-3. He could escape, but that's too dangerous. He just makes his 3 point. Alright, 6-4. So he can't make a point cleanly. Just rolls, just brings the checker in. Nice place to bring it to the 6 point. Double 5, good roll for John. He was down 14, now he's up 6. He just wants to race. That's a really good roll for John. You want to just break contact. These types of positions win the fewest gammons and lose the fewest gammons, and that's what John wants to avoid. 6-1, so Dana just comes in, and now it's a race. Breaks the contact. 4-3. Just come in. There. And now he's trying to build an efficient bear-in structure. So you want to spread your checkers in the outfield so they would bear on the points that you want to make heavy, the 6, 5, and 4. When you're bearing in like this, you want to try to avoid too many checkers on the 7 point. And also to the 8 point, on the 8 point to a lesser extent. So see how Dana is creating that nice structure with the most checkers on its highest innerboard point, the 6 point, then the 5, then the 4. John's trying to do that. Now 5-4 for Dana. Just breaks the 10 point, leading to that nice efficient structure. Five, 3. So most of my videos are commentaries or strategies. I have some interviews, and I'm having a good one coming up that you will like soon. So stay tuned. Definitely like and subscribe. Smash that like button, like what Mark Olson says. That way you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. The interview I did with Matt Congeyer is one of the best performing ones. People really enjoyed that video. I try to do interviews with the top players and commentaries on matches from the top players because you can learn a lot from those. So Dana's going to need to roll big to stay in this match. Dana's going to need a double 6. He has lots of checkers there on his 6 point. He rolls a single 6 with a 1. 6, 5. A lot makes his double 5 play better. Six, 2 for John. So he bears off a checker but misses with the other one. Double 4. Some good. Bears off a checker and it's good for the race. 1, 2. So bears off the checker, plays 1 each off the 5 and the 6 and looks for the final one. 6-2. A little better. More efficient. Now John's able to bear off 2 checkers, but Dana's still a big favorite. So that's a miss. Bear off the 2, then look for the 3. 6-3 is better because it spreads out checkers. 6-5, that's a good roll for John. Keeps him in a little bit, but Dana is on roll. Has 2 checkers. Now John has 6 checkers. Dana has 5. 5-4, that's a good roll. Bears off 2 checkers. That's a bad roll for Dana. 2-1. He misses. Now John's a favorite. Double 4. He only bears off one checker, but that was a big roll. Dana rolls a 6-3. He has 17 numbers to bear off next. 5-4. So with a checker on the... Oh no, he's on the 5 and the 4. It's not 17 numbers. He doesn't have as many numbers. That's it. He misses. And John wins. Congratulations to John. What I was referring to just there a moment ago is if you had a checker on the 4 and the 3, then you'll have 17 numbers. Here you only have, what do you have? 5, 4, 6, 4, 6, 5, and double threes are higher. So that's 10 numbers to win. So John wins that match. Congratulations to John. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video on a match between John O'Hagan and Dana Nazarian, two of the best players in the world from the 2023 UBC event at the Texas Championships. This is an outstanding tournament run by Bill Riles. He runs outstanding events and he does outstanding videos. Thank you for allowing me to use this video. Point Backgammon. Go check out their channel. I'll put a link in the description. They do many videos, including those from the World Championships and many events. And this was played on the Backgammon Galaxy Void board. So I'll put a link for that. So you can check that out in the description. This is the purple nebula surface, but they have a variety of surfaces and you can interchange them. Thank you again for joining me. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.